Hi everyone, bless you all. Thank you for coming to my channel and welcome back. I am Dr. Reverend Mariam, but most people call me Bishop Mariam or Phoenix, from the Awakening of Phoenix, Living with Disability Healing, LLC, PhoenixHealingMinistries.org, Acapella Awakening, and Dinner Time to Heal. Today, we're going to talk about seasonal depression, known as SAD, seasonal defective disorder. I'm a doctor of philosophy in theology and clinical pastoral psychology. I earned my PhD while living on the streets, homeless, not in a car, literally on the streets, not always in a homeless shelter, but literally, my friends, on the streets. So school was also a means of having shelter over my head. And during the day and during the winter seasons. And it was also a means for me to heal myself, heal my spirit, and heal my soul, and learn how to trust the Most High and truly give my life to the Lord. What I went through caused a conglomerate of both mental illness and physical illnesses. Serious trauma. So I just wanted to improve the quality of my life and heal while living with disability. It could be a struggle. Seasonal depression. I suffer with seasonal depression disorder. Even through all that, I'm an ordained bishop. I have a PhD and I still suffer from seasonal depression disorder, depression, anxiety. You're not defective just because you have it. It could be a struggle for anyone, even if you're not living with disability. Well, listen, about 50 million people in the U.S. alone. In 2023, 50 million were living with and diagnosed with a mental disorder. Still, seasonal depression can affect anyone, any gender, at any age. Well, during the winter seasons and sometimes fall, depression hits. You get loss of energy, irritability. I don't care what anybody does, you're annoyed. Literally feeling despair, even worthlessness. You're finding it necessary to take naps because you're very lethargic during the day. It's hard to concentrate. You're always spacing out. You're losing interest in things that make you happy, or you just lose interest in doing things at all. SAD is thought to be linked to the body's natural rhythm, being thrown off to the chemical changes due to the chemical changes in your brain. Your brain experiences these changes naturally when the sun goes up and it goes down. But less sunlight and shortened days that the winter season brings creates the melatonin. It's a sleep-related hormone. But I just want to... It's a sleep-related hormone. Melatonin is a sleep-related hormone. But I'm going to intercede here. I'm just going to stop for a moment. This is not what this video is about. But you need to understand, I don't want you walking away from this video just associating melatonin with just sleep. Because melatonin, melanocytes are a very spiritual element to human beings and our existence. It has a lot more to do with than just sleep. Okay? So let's continue. But it produces a huge amount of melatonin during this season. The brain will just give you an influx, and it'll just be way too much melatonin. And it's sleep related, though. But people suffer especially if it's yearly and chronic, they produce a huge amount of melatonin. They produce an influx. It'd just be way too much melatonin. And it's a wonder some of the symptoms are lethargy and low energy because melatonin is responsible for that. So, of course, if it affects melatonin, it's going to affect serotonin as well. So, I just want to put that out there. It's not just a sleep hormone, and it's not just winter depression. This is called seasonal depression. During the fall seasons or even the summer, some people will have too little melatonin and way too much serotonin. And they're anxious. They can't sit still. But we're talking about the wintertime. For some people, this may be mild and very manageable. You know, it's more like a nuisance than a disorder. And for others, it could be very disordered and have a significant impact on the quality and living your daily life. So, this is quite normal for some people. But if you look around every winter, you don't see everybody all sad and not having enough energy, right? It doesn't affect everybody. So who is at risk? Women. Women are diagnosed 4 times more often than men. Ladies, why do we always get the short end of the stick? Seasonal affective depression, seasonal affective disorder, whatever you want to call it, guys, okay? Sad. It's sad, okay? As women, we're 4 times more often diagnosed than men. Oh. No, forgive me for leaning over here, but this is the reality of living with disability. While you're healing, so if you're following, I have POTS syndrome, vasovagal syncope. I have both. And it's just hard for me to sit up. So I'm just going to kind of lean over a little bit. People who live far from the equator, like Alaska, they get 6 months of dark, guys. 6 months out of the year. Yeah, that's it. You're really definitely at high risk there. If you have depression or are bipolar, your symptoms may worsen. Guys, this one is real. This one is real. It's when you really need to seek therapy and be proactive. You know the winter's coming. Prepare. Another high risk. Your age. Yeah, younger people and children. Well, I'm just going to throw something out here and use my degree. I disagree with that statement. Highly disagree. Children are at risk. Younger people are not more at risk than older people. Senior citizens, I'm talking 60 and over, 65 and over. Irregularities happen throughout the body. And because we don't recognize socially the changes that your body goes through during this time of your life, there's a lot of resets. So I'm going to say that not just younger people and children are more at risk, but older, more mature people are at risk as well, and you need to check in on them. Another people that are high at risk are people who have serotonin or vitamin D irregularities. Now, vitamin D irregularities, most people don't know unless you've studied or some type of medical degree program. I have a background in nursing, but most people don't realize that the liver synthesizes vitamin D from the sun. So, in retrospect, if you're getting enough sunlight, your vitamin D production in your liver can help with your body. Vitamin D helps with alertness and all kinds of things that affect seasonal depression, melatonin and serotonin. So if you have seasonal depression, you might want to make sure that you are getting therapy, but also seeing a medical doctor and checking in on that vitamin D. What can you do about it? Well, just as we just mentioned, vitamin D. Vitamin D supplements are often given, but like I said, check with your doctor to see if it will work, if it's right for you. But also antidepressants like SSRIs, serotonin reuptates. Okay? So when you get into therapy, the type of therapy that is used here, more than likely, will be CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And they'll have like light therapy is also available, which can give you more of a mood lift, environmental mood lift. But CBT, it's going to give you the ability to identify the negative thoughts of self-talk and show you techniques to replace them. And behavioral actions that help you to identify activities that are not just distractive, but engaging. Activities that make you feel good. And that is what we are going to do today, my friends. I will show you what I do to help myself heal from seasonal depression, that you can try yourself to improve your quality of life and find healing while living with disability. So, let's get started. Well, my friends, I peeled my body out of the bed. Depression can make your body feel so heavy, like you're wearing a suit of armor. I often find that a quick rinse of my face and mouth, along with some fresh water, really does help at least a little bit with some of that heaviness. I love this Spirit of Phoenix water bottle. The stones on the bottom are charged by the sun. It's not sponsored, and it was a gift that I cherish. Seasonal affective disorder can also make you kind of zone out and spacey at times, and that's when I know that I need to center and ground myself. Well, my friends, by now you know that meditation is a treasure. Not only does it help center and ground you, it can help clear the clutter in your mind, help you to stay present and not focus your energy on your trauma or disability. And it's not taking your energy, it's giving, it's restorative, it's replenishing, it's clarifying. It's beautiful. And if you haven't tried it, it's a must. The greatest tip that I can give you so that you can get the most out of your meditation is to sit in it for a minute when you're done. Really feel and allow all of that positive energy to absorb inside of your spirit, inside of your aura. It really does improve the quality of your day. After meditation, and since we are coming to a close of chapter 2023 and going into the next year, I wanted to do another type of cleansing and clarifying by cleaning my feet. I use hot water at a safe temperature and a cap full of tea tree oil, a fourth to 1/2 cup of Epsom salt. You want to make sure that you have a good foot bath that can take these ingredients and not break it down. And about a tablespoon of baking soda. Listen, I cannot stress this enough. Environment is everything. And when it comes to self-care and healing, environment is going to boost it or make it fall. Get your lighting right. And if you want to achieve an environment in your mind as well, not just on the outside. But I often read while soaking my feet. And so whilst the toxins are being drawn out, I am replacing them with things that will serve me well, things that will help me carry on and move forward into the next year. To me, seasonal affective disorder means 'tis the season for cleansing. I believe however much you have built up from the year of negative energy is how profound your disorder will be, and seek to cleanse myself of that. A bath with warm lighting, a few elements like maybe some flowers, and some words spoken in prayer of gratitude and thanks not only helps, it's natural. I just do it without thinking. It's instinctual and intuitive, much like every single season that changes. After getting dressed, I stay hydrated and write in my journal, clearing and cleansing my mind further. I look at my planner and see what is scheduled for the day and get my hair done. Let me tell you, if you are living with disability, healing from trauma, suffering from anxiety or depression, seasonal or not, keep your hair kept up. The way you look outside does affect how you feel inside, and vice versa. It's not like a one-way street. Just keep it simple. I love these hair clips. It's not only simple, it looks pretty, and it protects my hair, the ends of my hair. Look, everything on this planet has a way to groom it themselves. Grooming, self-care, and healing go hand in hand and is an important part of life. Now we have cleansed and cleared our mind and body of all that buildup and clutter. Now it's time to do it for your outside environment. What is happening spiritually will reflect in your physical world. Again, this will be natural, or it will become natural for you. Everything that is in disarray, find or create a place for it and put it in its place. Put it in its place. Then shine some light on everything. Open your windows and shades and let the light in. Well, my friends, clearing the clutter in your physical world will reflect spiritually and emotionally. The clutter creates such an anxiety and reflects such an anxiety. To clear it and clean it and put it in its place is so calming. And when it comes to seasonal affective disorder, calm is your best ally. Clarity is your best friend. It's the greatest ally in the practice of the healing arts of mindfulness. And drinking a cup of tea will only boost this. With this type of calm and clarity, healing your heart, you just begin to be able to see your way through it. Clarity, you get clarity. Clarity is healing. Now, doing something uplifting while you are calm is called maturity. And it is healing, my friends. It's the season. And as you know, if you're following, I spent Christmas in the hospital and recorded this before then. But this still can apply here because either you get into the season to take away that negativity by putting up your Christmas tree and all of those holiday decor, or take it down, right? And perhaps it reminds you of pain and loss. Putting it up can uplift those negativity feelings that holidays often bring. And it can mend those wounds that reopen at this time of year. Or it could do the exact opposite if you leave it up too long, right? It's just going to constantly reopen those wounds. It's already served its purpose. Time to take it down. But as you can see, this is no joke, you guys. Standing up, sitting down, standing up too long, I'll pass out. But I don't let it stop me. You can't let it stop you. This is when those affirmations really count and you affirm out loud, I am God's child. I can do this. And honey, just keep moving forward. You got this. You are made whole and complete. It might look like you can't. You may feel like you can't, but faith needs to take perseverance in your healing. You got this. And yes, I know that looks so good. I'm going to show you how to make it. It's so easy, delicious, and decadent. Sweet potato soup with cauliflower and coconut sauce with spinach. Totally vegan, totally healing, so comforting. Start off by slicing up a third onion long ways. Then you want a large garlic clove. I got an extra large one, and then you mince it. Put it in a bowl and set aside. The third ingredient is ginger, and it's optional. If you're taking blood pressure medication or any type of medication that it might interact with, please check with your doctor first. But I eat ginger to help me with my blood pressure. But you want to have that good communication with your doctor, okay? You will want 1 tablespoon minced. Carefully peel the skin and mince it up. Put it in a bowl and set it aside. Next up, you want to clean, dry, de-stem, and chop 3 to 4 cups of spinach. Our fourth ingredient is 2 medium to large sweet potatoes. You want to peel them and chop them into bite-sized pieces. Now, it does not have to be perfect here because they will be smashed and turned into soup. But we cut them small so it won't take so long to soften and boil and soften. And it will do so more evenly, making our soup nice and smooth. Unless you want it chunky, this is the way to go. Put them in a bowl and set them aside. And next up, cauliflower. The benefits of this vegetable are astounding. Besides the fact that it lowers your risk of your body being ridden with certain cancers, It's an awesome low carb alternative to grains and legumes, and its high fiber and content is great for weight loss, heart health, and the regulation of blood sugar. I started off here, guys, wanting to make this into cauliflower steaks without success. I was able to cut up 2 of them out of this big old thing of cauliflower. You guys, this is ridiculous. Practice makes perfect. I was able to come up with these bulbs, which worked out perfectly. And as you can see here, I have some sprigs of fresh thyme and fresh rosemary. Here it is very simple to remove the leaves from the stem. You just start from the top and rub your finger down the stem and the leaves just come off. They smell so good when they are released from the stem, you guys. It smells so good. Chop them up and it should be about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons. Place your herbs in a nice sized or a large mixing bowl. Add to that 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, a half of your minced garlic, and a half of your minced ginger. Set that rest aside because we're going to use it in something else. And then add 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a dash of salt, and a dash of pepper. Mix well and add about 1 can. Set some aside because we're going to use that for a sweet potato soup. Put 1 can of coconut milk, and for this recipe you want full fat. Mix well and smear some of the coating on the bottom of a foil dish and baking tray for our cauliflower steaks. Next, just drop in your steaks and coat them well with our mixture. Place them on the baking sheet and do the same for the cauliflower florets. My friends, cauliflower is so versatile and there's so many things that you can do with it. But at this stage, you want to go ahead and place them inside of this yummy coconut ginger sauce. But, I don't mind using my hands. I think it's therapeutic and it's that mind and body connection when you cook. Across the board, cultures everywhere don't share the same opinion. It could be considered rude to put your hands on the food, but for all intent purposes of healing and the transfer of energy and that mind and body connection, I don't mind getting my hands a little dirty. So, as you just saw, I put in the extra herbs that I had set aside of the rosemary and thyme inside of a cauliflower, which will boost the flavor and sweetness of the cauliflower. We're going to place it in the oven for 35 to 45 minutes on 375 to 400 degrees, depending on your oven and thickness of your cauliflower. If you want them more tender, go for 45. If you want more al dente and meaty consistency to your cauliflower, go for 30 to 35 minutes. And then we will boil our sweet potatoes. After 25 minutes, go ahead and loosely cover your cauliflower and put them back in the oven. Check on the steaks because they might be done as well. Drain the sweet potatoes and return them back to the pot. This is when we will add the other half of our minced garlic, the rest of the minced ginger, and then mix well. Put in about 1/2 to 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm using vegan butter.
and about a tablespoon of dried thyme, a dash of both coarse kosher salt and ground pepper. Now, don't be shy here. Put in a healthy dash of cinnamon. The aroma, oh my gosh, it smells so good. You're going to go ahead and put in the rest of your coconut milk and stir well. So yeah, you have heard me say it time and time again, and I will say it 100 billion more times. The transfer of energy is real. While you are stirring your sweet potatoes, keep your thoughts positive and your heart light. Listen, I've been through a lot, and cooking was my therapy. It wasn't the couch, and it wasn't just a distraction. It didn't just get me out of my own head. The energy of the food is what really made the difference. You're going to get more out of what you put in when it comes to cooking. Now, if you want it soupy, then add in about a half a cup of water and 1 cup of chicken or vegetable broth to make it vegan. And let's get started on preparing our spinach. To your pan, add a teaspoon of oil and our onions, a small dash of salt and pepper, and Italian seasoning. Then put in the rest of our minced garlic. Give that a little stir. As you see, some of our onions have browned a little, and that's perfect. That means the natural sweetness from the onion will infuse with our spinach. You want to put the spinach on the top of the onions, and naturally, some of its leafy, watery content will fall into the onions, raising the steam and some of its aromatic flavors infusing into the spinach. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Mix that well, keeping your thoughts positive. And then we want to add in a healthy dash, about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of ground ginger, dried ginger. Don't be shy if it doesn't interfere with your medications, okay? Stir it well and add the rest of your coconut milk. I know I said add the rest of your coconut milk to the sweet potatoes, but I meant to leave another half. But we're going to add the rest of it and about a capful of grade A dark maple syrup. Stir well and turn off the heat. For the last and final step, we're going to go ahead and put in our sweet potatoes into a blender. If you don't want it chunky and you want it smooth, again, you want to add some more water and chicken broth or vegetable broth. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. It's so creamy, smooth, and delicious. It smells so good. It's time to plate. There is enough here for about 4 to 5 servings, which is perfect if you have any heart problems. As for me, ordered by my doctor to eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. Guys, this will sustain you. It will comfort you. It's easy to make, healthy, delicious. It's decadent. If you're healing from seasonal affective disorder, better known as SAD, or seasonal depression, look at these colors. The visual alone, the colors are warm and comforting. The aromatic sense of sweetness from the potatoes and coconut, the savory aromatic flavors and scents of the onions, garlic, and spinach with the light hint of rosemary. The flavors burst in your mouth, uplifting your mood and restoring your energy. You must try this recipe, my friends. Easy to make, easy to clean up, healthy, delicious. It's decadent. After cleaning up, I wanted to give myself an art project. Well, I've been planning this for some time to make for my children and my grandchildren. This is not sponsored, but I found this really cool stencil set and pen brushes along with this really unique leather journal on Amazon. The pages are thick and antique and old looking. It kind of reminds me of some kind of ancient scroll or Book of Shadows, but it's going to be a special gift that I leave my children to keep passing it down generation to generation. Each recipe with its own background story that can just be kept being told over and over again. Much like the movie you just saw me watch, Jingle Jangle, you guys, it has become one of my favorite Christmas movies. But as you can see, my hair is an atrocious mess. So we're just going to fix this. It is dead. It is lifeless. It's not defying gravity like it's supposed to. So it's time for some protein, y'all. I'm going to do a little egg, some mayonnaise, and some olive oil or coconut oil. You mix it up. I'm going to apply it on my hair. You guys know that doing my hair is one of the most important parts of self-care to me. I lost all of mine, so the fact that it is back, I treasure it a lot more than I did before. I also had a choice of cutting it off, and I did that as well. So this is actually my third time growing it back, but I realized and learned so much on each of my journeys through this. And I'm telling you, it is about that moisture and protein balance, especially if you have low density, low porosity type 4 or type 3 hair, which I have. So you guys can see on my other videos how much I treasure doing my hair, grooming. Every animal on this earth does it. Every single one of them, and we are not an exception. Self-care is Mother Nature's way of teaching us things naturally. Cooking is Mother Nature's way of teaching us things naturally. Spiritual healing is Mother Nature's way of teaching us things naturally. You are enough. You are made whole in the image and likeness of our great Creator. You are a part of this universe. It is not working against you. It is working for you. You are enough. You're worth it. You're worthy. You're God's child. Don't ever give up. Keep on healing and keep on moving forward. You're God's child. Thank you for watching. If you've been blessed by this content, help the phoenixhealingministries.org grow and subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up and share our content. You're worth it. You're worthy. You're enough. You're God's child. And as always, it is not just your spirituality that can define your journey. It's your journey that can define your spirituality.